But immediately the company went right down there, here, sign this gag order and we'll give you water. But if you talk to anybody, now here's the kicker, you talk to anybody, we'll yank the water out of here, we'll kill your dang gun, you won't get your royalties or anything else on. You can't talk to DEP, talk to a lawyer, you can't talk to anybody. Sign this piece of paper.
Hey, it's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio, Tumwa, Iowa. Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
Welcome to Status Coup. My name is Jason Peters, and we are reporting to you live from Dimock, Pennsylvania. Sitting with me today are Dimock residents Ray Kemble and Craig Stevens.
Actually, I'm Silver Lake Township, about 15 miles north.
Sure. And we are here to discuss the contamination of your drinking water caused by vertical drilling in the oil fields out here. And could you take us through how this began and what your experience has been?
Well, this actually started back in 2006 when the landman came here trying to get leases. And then in 2008, they did this pre-water test, okay, prior to drilling. And then when this was done, it showed, there was no contamination. Like I said, you have the test results here from the laboratory, which shows there was nothing in the water. And then you also have the chain of custody, which you have to have if you're going to do anything legally, all right, which we have everything here from them, okay. The drilling started, and the drilling process could drive you out of your mind. Just imagine a rig sitting here 500 feet from the front door of the house, drilling. If you had a glass of water sitting here, you could actually see the water ripple in the glass from the vibration from the drilling. Imagine a big metal pipe 3 or 4 feet around. They have 4 or 5 guys out there with metal pipes banging on them, okay? 24 hours around the clock while this is going on. And you're here trying to sleep, okay? Doesn't work. Work lights were so bright over there, it literally lit up the inside of this house. You could read a book in here with no lights in this house. That's how bright the lights were. That went on for a few months. And then after that happened, then they decided, well, we're going to frack it. So they bring in all these frack tanks, probably had about 100 of them over here, and they started the fracking process. The pad is 500 feet from the front door to that pad. And here you are trying to live in your house, sleep, live, and be able to have your life in your home. Like I said, the vibration, this went on for a couple of years. Right in the middle of that fracking process, so my neighbors start calling me up, go, hey, anything wrong with your water? I go, no, why? What are you talking about? They go, well, ours is bubbling and changing colors and we light the faucet on fire. I go, oh, come on, get out of here. Yeah. I went over and ran the faucet. And I'm like, why is it, it was like spurting. It didn't do that yesterday, but now it's doing this. All right. I called my well guy up. He came up and checked the tank, and so he goes, there's nothing wrong here. That's when my well guy turned around and said, it's methane. It's gas. He goes, they broke through the aquifer. He goes in there, and then he could light the faucet on fire. So they took out 33 water wells in one day. So they tore the deck off and built these 2 freaking piece of crap sheds here alongside the house, and they're bringing us water, and then the jugs of water and everything else. So that went on. That went up to 2000, right at the end of 2010, and our governor turned around and goes, "Oh, they met their obligations. They don't have to deliver water anymore." Just before Christmas.
How long did they deliver water when that happened?
That was from
a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half.
A year and a half. And this was 14 years ago?
Right.
2010 and 2011. Yeah. 2010 until 2011. It was November 29th, 2011 when the Governor Corbett, I affectionately call him Governor Drillbit, he lifted what was in place. They didn't have to deliver anymore, even though there was no change in the water quality. They just, because it was uncomfortable to have the companies
In other words, another fucking lying goddamn governor is what it is, okay? Another piece of shit heard from.
They find out that the water's getting polluted and fracking stops, correct?
No.
Fracking does not stop?
No.
Okay, walk me through that.
All right. So they stopped them from fracking, and where this red line is, they stopped them from fracking and drilling inside this 9-mile moratorium. But they can do whatever they want outside this area.
Got it.
And you still have water pollution going on in Montrose, over in Rush. Everywhere else here, there's still water contamination going on, okay? Just outside the moratorium, right down here on Hunter Road, there was a mega pad down there of theirs.
That's where these people live.
And that took out, I think, 9, 10 houses, took out their water wells, okay? But immediately the company went right down there, here, sign this gag order, and we'll give you water. But if you talk to anybody, now here's the kicker, you talk to anybody, we'll yank the water out of here, we'll kill your dang gun, you won't get your royalties or anything else on, you can't talk to DEP, talk to a lawyer, you can't talk to anybody, sign this piece of paper. And I started delivering water to 19 families. The very first day I went up there to get water, I was assaulted. The very first day on private property, I was assaulted by a neighbor down the road. I called the police up because I was physically assaulted. I could have beat the crap out of the guy, but I didn't. Okay. I didn't want to stir any trouble up for them on their property. So the cops come. Well, they want to know where's my registration. They want to see my insurance. I didn't call you about my truck. I called you because I was physically assaulted. But they want my registration, what was that truck weight and everything else. I go, it's 14 tons. It's not 14 tons, but I just told them that because the cop was pissing me off, okay? And when the cops are right in with the industry, so he does the thing and everything else on it. He basically does nothing, okay? It was maybe a week and a half later, 10-ton weight limits went up on every road in Montrose.
It's to effectively stop you from delivering water?
Right, so therefore, I said my truck weighed 14 tons. They put up 10-ton weight limit signs on the fucking roads. I show back up the hydrant to get water. Immediately, the police car was there like this here. You can't be here. You're 14 tons, man. You're overweight and everything else. Go on, what the hell you're talking about? My truck's only weighs 12,000 pounds.
That's a good workout of you.
And he's just like, look at the registration. It's like, and he just turned beat red. He was so damn mad. All we're doing is getting water for people that need water.
Yeah.
And I am attacked. I'm crucified. They've tried to arrest me. I mean, the shit has gone on just to get water. I mean,
for how long have you had to go out and get clean water?
Oh, we've been doing this since 2010. I'm still doing it now.
Can you take us through a bit of what your water was contaminated with, what the problems
Well,
are?
you got the test results right there. I mean, I start in the back. I start in the back page with the uranium.
Yeah, I read through this a bit. This study came from the DEP.
DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection of Pennsylvania.
So don't expect protection.
For the people at home, what I have in my hand is essentially a list of chemicals, the date of testing, the concentrations of these chemicals, and then the name of the people who live here. And just looking through it, you can see Ray Kemble has the highest amount of uranium in his water by a large sum.
I mean, it's scary when you read down through the list what's in the water.
Sulfate, sodium, aluminum,
and the
methane.
concentrations are ridiculous. Then you got people go, well, it's political. Well, here's the real simple facts of that. Can't put a D or an R in front of your name. Can't be the color of your skin or religion. This is about we the people for clean air, clean water, and soil. Because without it, we're all fucking dead. People, period. Because otherwise, you can't drink it. We're all going to be dead.
So we've got these bottles of contaminated water in front of us. When and where are these from?
The one on the end and the one on the other end is from here, and the one in the middle is from my neighbor over here.
Got it.
2012 is the middle one.
Yeah. There's two sets of laws here. Law for industry, no law for us. Real simple. They come in here and they took over. They started giving money to the first responders, the ambulance, the fire, and everything else. They gave over $10,000 to the sheriff's department for new bulletproof vests. We're just trying to be good neighbors. They got the state cops when they're not working as state police. They're security guards for the industry. The sheriff's department are security guards for the industry. You don't think that's a conflict of interest? So when you call the state police, when something happens due to gas trucks or whatever, oh, we'll call them up and see what's going on. So they don't send a car. We'll call them up and see what's going on.
They're on speed dial.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, my father and uncles, they've all passed away. My brothers passed away, and everything else I'm all slept onto. And I guarantee you, every one of them are rolling over in their graves because they just can't believe what the hell is going on.
My dad too. My dad's from here. I'm living in my dad's ancestral home, 192 years on the same corner. I'm a transplant. I was born in California and lived there for 46 years. Only moved out here because my dad got diagnosed with terminal cancer. So I moved my whole family out here to Northern Virginia, but I was spending time coming back here. 2010, I moved in full time. I knew nothing about this, but we had a big property, 115 acres plus an acre property the house was on. And I'm former right-wing Tea Party conservative, so let's be shillionaires, man. Let's make some money with this. We let them put a pipeline across the property. That was the biggest mistake we ever did. I've got photographs here of the pipeline installation. They blew the backyard creek out 8 times trying to put a 16-inch gas pipeline underneath our backyard trout stream that was 20 feet wide. Blew the bottom of it out 8 times in a row, and the DEP let them do it. You can't talk to elected officials because they're all bought and paid for. I hate to say that, every single one. There's not a D or R in that aren't influenced by the money from the industry in that building. 250 plus elected officials, every single one. Cuomo wanted to drill in Southern Tier, 10 test wells. We said, no, why don't you come down? So we had, I think we toured 40 assembly members here, 8 senators, sitting senators, hundreds of township supervisors, mayors, county officials, everyone. Why? Because if you're going to consider doing what they're doing here, there, and my mom's, by the way, from Oswego, New York, so I'm a 5th-generation New Yorker. I live in my 6th-generation family farmhouse, and I'm a native Californian and a former conservative Tea Party guy. So I'm not exactly the guy. They tell us we're lefties and I'm working for Putin. No, you don't know who you're talking to. Yeah, NRA recruiter.
People say that to you?
Oh, yeah.
Top recruiter of the National Rifle Association for 4 years in a row. Got my awards from Charlton Heston. The left-wing people don't do that. Okay, but we ended up working with all the people that are on the left because they're the only ones that showed up to help. That's who shows up. That's when you appears Sean Lennon, Yoko Ono, Susan Sarandon, and Arun Gandhi.
That's right here in my driveway.
They were here and at my house too.
Wait, say that again?
That's Sean Lennon.
Sean Lennon. Yeah.
Yoko Ono, Susan Sarandon, and Arun Gandhi, Gandhi's grandson. That's the tour
right here
that I did. I was the tour guide for that one. Went to my house for lunch. Went over by my house where there was damage, and we ended up here. Why? Because we figured let's put a spotlight on this.
All these folks from out of state, celebrities, politicians, they seem to be receptive.
Right.
Ireland. But everything is falling on deaf ears
in Pennsylvania.
Or do you guys have an ally?
It's not even deaf ears. There's no deafness.
No,
these are they've got sonic, protection on their ears and eyes.
They don't hear anything we have to say. I'll tell you what, probably 2 years ago, we had a meeting with the Speaker of the House. And I kind of lost it in that meeting. Craig figured, all right, here comes
Brian Cutler when he was
here come the security guards. We're going to get dragged out of here.
Yeah.
Because I sat there and looked at the Speaker of the House now. I go, I got a fucking bone to pick with you. Craig's like, all right, here we go. We're going to get dragged out of here now. All right. And I kind of went off on a hoot on them about lobbying. Okay. So lobbying should be illegal. It shouldn't even be in this freaking building. All right. He goes, Mr. Kevin, please calm down. I mean, I was getting pretty irate, all right? He goes, you're right, Lo. The lobbyists outnumber us 3-1. This is the Speaker of the House now in Harrisburg.
Republican.
Okay? 3-1. Okay, they outnumber our politicians. So you have this many lobbyists in that building, spending hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, or whatever the hell they're spending onto it, to overturn our politicians, to change the fucking laws so they can do whatever they fucking want, and we have no rights whatsoever. That's what you were voted in office for in the first goddamn place. We put you in office to do your fucking job. Not see how much money you put in your fucking pocket from the industry.
My dad had a
or any other corporation. I don't care. But right now, the biggest corporation fucking around here right now is them.
Elected officials. Nobody can buy my elected official because we already bought them. When you vote for them and you pay their salary, they can't get bought.
Yeah.
If anybody is influenced,
it's just water people.
if anybody's influenced their decisions, it's being done against their oath of office. Because their oath of office, my dad was a big Constitution guy. That's why idiot carries the rule book, right? That's the U.S. Constitution. If you don't know it, the Pennsylvania Constitution, Article 1, Section 27, clearly states we have a right as Pennsylvania citizens to clean air and clean water. It's stated in it. Since 1971, 53 years, it's been in there.
Even Shapiro spouted it off at the press conference up here.
Yep.
To it when they admitted guilt, okay? But again, fuck the Constitution. If you have nobody that's going to enforce it, what good is it being written on a piece of paper? And nobody here will enforce the Constitution.
My one question is, it was kind of in style or not uncommon to hear politicians say they were against fracking a few years ago even, but it seems like the tide has turned on that and now both parties support it. Is there... Which is just the case. Like we had... but was there ever a point that in time where you guys had hope that something would change, or is there any hope upcoming?
Well, yeah, when Bobby was here, he was running for president, so that's who I was going to vote for, was Bobby Kennedy Jr. And again, he's not there anymore. He's not, because of what went on with the Democrats, stopping him. So I'm not going to vote.
Yeah.
I can't vote for either one of them.
Yeah.
Because they're both pieces of shit.
Well, here's the problem.
So I can't.
I've offered for Donald Trump to come here, and we've asked Kamala Harris's team to come here and see it, because if they're for it, we want them to see what they're for. That's how Mark Ruffalo, Ruffalo and Kennedy were for gas because they wanted to get rid of coal in 2010 until they were brought here and saw this. Then they flipped their position 180 degrees. That's how we do it. We educate them, right? That's what we like to educate them. So we're open to anybody coming here to be educated on what's going on.
Okay, so do you want to talk about this documentary that you have, Blowout the Movie?
Yep. Like I said, the website's on the back of it.
Blowoutthemovie.com.
Yep.
So let me show you what the Research Center does. We get in February, early February.
And for the people at home, the Research Center is here.
Yes.
So you have turned your home into an environmental research.
So we get an email from Frack Tracker, which is an organization down in Southwest.
It's this right here. It's the Dimock Environmental Research Center. We're a 501c3. So anybody wants to donate to us, they can do that. Go to the website, Dimock Environmental Research
That's
Center.
our neighbor's water. We get an email. This poor young woman frantically begging for help. This is just earlier this year because their water went black. They got two little children, 4 and 6-year-old boys, who are getting chemically burned in the bathtub. Chemical burns, okay, from the water coming out of their well water. This is the mom, chemical burn. So begging for help. So what do? We invite them over here. We introduce them to what's going on, and then we group together and bought a 1,000-gallon water tank.
That's $2,000.
$2,000. I bought the water pump, which is
that's $700.
Ray went over there and helped the husband.
That was 5 hours. That was 5 hours work plus a few $100 in miscellaneous parts.
And now they're on our. Now they use our well. My
hydrant to get water.
To get water. Guess what happened as soon as they came off their well water? All the vomiting of the kids and the animals,
the dogs being sick and everything else
went away.
Went
just
away.
Like that.